Here are my words of wisdom for today. When you're working a problem and you get stuck and you're not sure what to do, look at your reference sheet. Okay, always look at the reference sheet. Maybe there's some exponent rules and you go, oh yeah, there's exponent rules. Or maybe it's in y equals and you go, oh look, I can see the slope in it. Or it's in that point slope form and you can say, oh, there's the m, I can see it. Or you're looking for slope, right? And you're sitting here and you're thinking, man, I don't know what to do. There's no picture, there's no equation. If you look at the reference sheet and you look where it says slope of a line and you see that formula, y minus 5 or x minus 6, you go, oh my gosh, I know what to do. So time and time again, this has happened for the kids in school. When I ask them when they're stuck and I ask what they're looking for, I say to look at the reference sheet. Is there anything on there about slope? And they look at it and they go, oh, I know what to do. So look at the reference sheet. That is my biggest advice. Use your calculator and look at the reference sheet while you're taking the test, right? And go do all the ones you know how to do first. And then after you've gone through the whole test, you count, see how many you got. If you've already got 30, fantastic. Maybe you can go back and get a few more. If you've already got 40, fantastic. Go back, see if you can get a few of the ones you skipped. If you got 50, fantastic. Go back and get a few more. If you got 30 that you know you got right, you will pass the STAR test. If you find 40 that you know you got right, you will probably be in the B's. If you've got 50 that you think you got right, you will probably be in the A's. Okay, there's 60 questions on the test, and 6 of them don't count, but you don't know which ones don't count because they're using those to try out for future tests. So those 6 you don't know. That's why I say shoot for 30, because if a few of those 30s are the ones that don't count, they're not going to count towards your score. So even though you got them right, they're not going to count. So that's why I say shoot for 30 for passing, shoot for 40 for a B, kind of that category, and shoot for 50 if you're trying to get an A on it. All right? So it doesn't mean you have to get every question. And some of you I know are shooting for a perfect score. If you're shooting for a perfect score, go for it. Why not, right? Okay, so anyway, this was slope. And of course, it was y minus y over x minus x. So when you put this in the calculator, make sure you put parentheses around these numbers. So if you drop in a negative number, it doesn't get lost in the subtraction. And then just put it in the calculator, right? And it gives you a -2. So there was that one. Now, hopefully you've done this worksheet and you're just coming back and checking. Okay, this is going to be the first page front and back, and then I'll do a second video for the final third page. Short worksheet again. I just want you to keep practicing and just keep it fresh in your mind, right? Use the calculator every chance you get. If you do anything, any math whatsoever, don't trust your mind. I mean, do it, that's fine, but then check it with the calculator. Do this math in the calculator, okay? Always, always check your math with the calculator. Find the vertex, and we're just looking at that point right there. So we just need to write that ordered pair, match it down here. So the x number is going to come first, the y number is going to come second. This is your x number, that's the y number, so it's a +4 and a +3. And there's the answer. All right, this one down here. I know the number is crazy on this one. I just kind of threw together a whole bunch of different problems. So find the maximum. Max and min are how high or how low it goes. That's the parabola, how high it goes or how low. And up and down are y numbers. So when they ask for max and min, you're looking for the y number. And what is the y number? It went all the way up to a +3. So that's the number you're looking for. Which system of equations describes the system of linear? Which system of equations describes the system of linear equations in the graph? So we are just matching the answers to the picture. They're in y equals. Can we just literally go graph them and see if they make the picture? Sure. Graph each pair on the calculator. You know, after you put one in, you hit tab and then type the second one in on the same graph and just see if it makes that picture. Only one pair is going to make that picture. Okay. Some of you may go, well, I just want to look at the equation. So this is the one that's crossing at +3, right? So if I go find a line that's crossing at +3, this has got a positive slope. Does this one have a positive slope? Nope, cancel it out. This one, I'm looking for the one with the +3. So this is it right here, and it's going up. This one says it's up 3 over 2. So from that point there, if I go up 1, 2, 3, and over 2, am I on the line? Nope, wrong slope, so cross that one off. If you're looking at this one, also crossing at +3, and this is a negative slope. Does this line have a negative slope? It does not, so cross that one off. +3, yep, up 2 over 3, 1, 2 over 1, 2, 3. That one matches that line. This one's crossing at -5. It's got a negative slope, down 2 over 1. If I go down 2 and over 1, I'm on the line, down 2 over 1. So that one does match, both of them. Boom. So you could either do it by looking at the y equals equations or just go graph them and match the picture. Now, even if I did it by looking at the equation, I might go ahead and put these in the calculator just to double check that the picture looks just like that. And then I did make a silly mistake. Right? This one, I'm using the question number 19 above. That's this picture right here. And what is the axis of symmetry? Now, remember the axis of symmetry is the equation of that vertical line that goes down the middle. And if it's a vertical line, that is VUX. And you can see the X in the word axis. It's an X equals equation. Okay, X equals a number. And what is the X number you're going through? You're going through -2, so there it is right there. It will not be these y equal ones, right? Okay. This one. What is the domain in number 2 above? Number 2 was this one up here, so we want to know the domain in this parabola. Now, does it have arrows here and it's going to keep going right forever and left forever? So the domain, remember, are these numbers down here. So will it go forever to the right and forever to the left? Yes, so that is going to be all real numbers, okay, because it goes both directions. The range, on the other hand, starts here and goes up. So this would be all the y's bigger than 3. Because if had they asked for range, you would have picked that answer. All the y's were greater than or equal to, because it is solid down here at the bottom, right? Okay, so there was the first page. I'm telling you guys, y'all know how to do this stuff. You just got to take your time on test day, type things in, use the calculator, not get frustrated if you mistype something. If you find an answer that doesn't match anything, just go back to home and start over again on that problem, right? It just means you probably typed something in wrong on the calculator. As soon as you see you're solving an equation, your first thought should be nsolve. Just go to nsolve and type it in. Remember, at the end, you're going to put comma x and then close the parentheses, because there'll be a parentheses at the beginning. And then you'll type in the whole equation, comma x at the end, because we're putting in x's. And just go look and see. So if it tells you x is 2 or x is 1, boom, there's the answer. If it's no solution, it will say the words no solution on the screen. If you get the weird answer, the ones that has C's and L's and R's or something in it, that's your infinite solution. So that's what this one was, because this one gives you a weird answer. Okay, it is an infinite solution. Any number will work. Any number you plug in for x will work. All right, 14 over here. 2 equations. As soon as you see 2 equations, you should immediately just go think, put them in nsolve. Okay, either we're matching pictures of graphs, we're matching with the points where they intersect, or we're solving one of the two. But no matter what, usually if you have 2 equations, you're putting them in nsolve. So we just want to see where they intersect. Oh, I did not do this one. Okay, so everybody knows where to go to nsolve. To add subtract screen, hit menu. We're in algebra class, and that's option 3. And then after you do option 3, this is a system of equations, so it's the second option after that. So menu 3, 2. Menu 3, 2 is where you go to nsolve for a system, and when it's a single equation, you go menu 3, 1. So menu 3, 1 for a single equation, menu 3, 2 for 2 equations. And again, just look at the words when you hit the menu button. Okay, so y'all go put that in, type carefully. You put one equation, complete equation in the upper box and one complete equation in the lower box, and hit enter, and it will be one of these answers, okay? That's where they intersect. So y'all go do that. I don't have the answer on this one. I'm sure you can do this and get it right. All right, this one, it says rewrite. So if I rewrite this into a different format, it is still the same equation, okay? If they're the same equation, they make the same picture. So can I just simply go put this in the calculator and look at the picture? This is the graph icon, right? We're looking at the graph that it makes. It's going to be a parabola because it's got a square in it. So it makes a lovely parabola. Put each one of these in. So you type this one in, hit tab, put this one in. If it doesn't go on top of it, hit tab again, put this one in. You're looking for one that goes right on top of this one. And the third one wound up going right smack dab on top of that one. So use this technique a lot. Use nsolve a lot. Factor. Again, one of these is identical to this. And yes, y'all could probably either factor by hand or just multiply the 2 answers together and see which one it is. If you do that by hand, that's fantastic. But when you're done, you put y equals in front of that, you put y equals in front of this, and you check to make sure they make the exact same graph. Okay? So don't just rely on your math skills. Use this. They're giving you this calculator. Do not miss these questions because you didn't want to take the time on test day to check your answer. Check your answer with the calculator. This is plenty of time on this test, so you're not stressed for time. Check your every answer that you can with the calculator. Check every piece of math that you can with the calculator. All right, so they give us a lovely formula here, right? And they got D's and C's in here. And the question at the end is, what is the temperature in Celsius? So I am looking for the C, which is Celsius, and they tell you that in here, that C is Celsius. But I can't solve it when there's 2 different letters in there. But they do go on to say, find Celsius when the temperature in Deliso, I have no idea how to pronounce that, is 78. So what am I going to plug in for the D? Right there, I'm going to plug in the number 78. So I rewrite it with 78 here. Now it's an equation with just one variable. Go to nsolve and type it in, all right? And just go see what it is. And of course, it should be 48 degrees. So if you haven't worked some of these, pause the video, go work some. Let's see, 18. Ooh, a sequence one. So the first 3 terms of an arithmetic sequence are given to you. They're right there, 3, 11, 19. Which function matches this sequence? The easiest way to do these without having to memorize formulas and try to figure out and simplify formulas and all that kind of stuff is to just take your sequence and make a lovely table out of it. The sequences are your y numbers. Okay, so that 3, 11, 19 go in the y column, which means this is the first term, second term, third term. So your x's are just 1, 2, 3. First term, second term, third term. They go with the first 3 numbers of the sequence. So now I have a table. All I got to do is put each of these in the calculator one at a time, check their table. How do we get to a table? Control T. If this matches it, then that's the one that works. If it doesn't, go try another one. And so the a sub n is your y equals, all these are y equals, it's like your f of x. And then where the n's are, you're going to put in x's, right? And remember this little n minus 1 is up high, so that's an exponent. So remember, you use that rooftop key and put it into the n minus 1. And of course, C matched that when you did that. Oh, looky here. The distance one travels varies directly. As soon as you see those words, circle them and go, ooh, it's butterflies. I see butterflies flying around my head, ding, 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 ding. It's a fraction equal to a fraction. The very first two numbers that they give you, the 9 and 45, make your first fraction. Doesn't matter which one you put on top or bottom, makes no difference. But I did make a note that hours I put on top and miles are on bottom. So when I do the second equation, whatever number they give me needs to be in the same position. And they gave me 7 hours. And where do hours go? They go on top. So I'm going to put it on top, and that's my x. Loop them up, all right? That should remind you this is a multiplication problem, because that's a big X. So this times this is equal to that times that. So write that down. 9 times x, that thing, is equal to this times this. 7 times 45. How do we get x by itself? Divide by 9, divide by 9 on both sides. So x is equal to whatever this math is, and if you put that in the calculator, it's 35. Voila. Okay, this one. We need to find the x-intercept and y-intercept. When you look at this equation, is it in y equals format? No, it is not. So you can't just look at it and see the y-intercept. And even if it were in y equals format, you can't see the x-intercept. But if you put it in y equals, you could graph it, and then you could see the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Okay, but you can also see the y-intercept in the equation. So subtract 2x on both sides. We're very good at doing, add 2x to both sides. You are very good at doing this. When I rewrite it, 6y is equal to 2x minus 12. These are not like terms, so just write them side by side. How do we get rid of multiplying by 6? Divide by 6. If I do it to one side, I do it to both pieces over here. So y is equal to, put the fraction in the calculator, let it do the work for you, and it reduces down to 1/3. Negative 12 over 6, put it in the calculator, it will tell you it's a negative 2. So what is my y-intercept? It's the negative 2 on the end. Remember, these are the y-intercepts. So are any of these negative 2? That's the only one. And if you wanted to go graph it, just to be sure, put that equation in the calculator, and the x-intercept should also be a 6. All right. So there is the first 2 pages. Watch the second video for the next one.